When I was a kid, I remember just being able tall enough to look into the windows of cars, and I would look and see what the highest speedometer was. And I used to get really excited every time I saw something over 100 miles an hour, to the point where I was walking through Costco and Safeway looking into people's cars, and my parents would have to track me away to keep people from thinking we were robbing them.
Oh my gosh.
So that was definitely my oldest car memory. My name is Connor. I'm 23 years old, and I drive a 2007 Mustang GT. Since day one, I've been interested in cars. I've always had Hot Wheels cars, and what my dad would do is every time we go visit him at work, he would give us a new Hot Wheels car. And it got to the point where I had almost every Hot Wheels car ever made. I have boxes and boxes of Hot Wheels cars. The last time we counted it, we lost track of over 2,000 Hot Wheels cars. And naturally, it just got worse and worse, and to the point where when I turned 16, I bought my first car, which was a 1998 Mustang GT. So it just kind of continued the evolution from there. I've always thought it was cool to build something that's your own. I've always wanted to be a little bit different than everyone. And growing up, while my parents did very well for themselves, I never had the money to go buy the nice cars. You know, when I went to high school, there was kids who had the BMW, the E46s, and there were some kids who had newer Mustangs. I never had that money, so they would always go racing, and I wanted to go with, and I'd get clapped. So I started reading and learning about cars and learning from family members about cars, and I got hooked and just started building and building, and it's now to the point where I can build something for less money than most people can buy off the shelf. That sense of having something that you built in your garage beats something that has all this pedigree and money behind it. Just feels really good. I got into drag racing via family. I've always watched family do car stuff, and when I was 18, or actually when I was 17, I went to the drag strip for the first time in my own car, and it was a 1995 Mustang, and we just went drag racing at Evergreen, and it was a lot of fun, and doing it in my own car, I couldn't stop. It was all I thought about. It was all I wanted to go do. And then I bought drag radials, and then I bought intakes and shifters and helmets, and that's where it all started. And then I got down to Arizona and started street racing, and man, it was all over. I like the competition. I like being better than the other people. I've never been the best at anything, but yet suddenly you put me in a car with some horsepower, and the best there is, you know, for a few seconds. And I love the friendships and the camaraderie that I've been able to make from racing. And there's no other people in the world like those you meet at the racetrack. And there's no one else that will ever compare. My grandpa had a 1971 Mustang Mach 1. It was that awful canary yellow color, but it had a 351 Windsor and a 4-speed. And I remember him telling stories about how he'd rip it through the Mojave Desert at like 120 miles an hour. And when it came time to buy my own sports car, the SN95 Mustangs were dirt cheap. So I bought a 98 Mustang as my first car. And I always wanted a Fox body, but I couldn't afford a Fox body. So when that 98, the motor crashed on me, I ended up just going and buying a 95. And once I got the 95, I just started reading everything I could about Mustangs. They're just a fantastic platform to build from, and it just stuck. It was one of those things. I learned so much about it, about the platform. It was hard to step away from it and go do other things. As much as I love BMWs and even Camaros or S13s, it was just so hard to justify going to another platform because of the knowledge I had on these Mustangs. They had their shortcomings, as any chassis does. It just, I knew how to overcome them. When I was in high school, I had a group of friends who turned out weren't the best. The car community gave me friends and family that I never thought I'd have. It gave me people that stuck by me where others had not in the past, and have stuck their necks out for me when I thought they wouldn't. And it definitely gave me a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, because without these people, I don't think I'd be where I am today. I definitely wouldn't have made it out of Duval. I definitely wouldn't have made it and accomplished all the things I have with cars I have today, and professionally as I have today, without these people.
What is PABH?
PABH is the party at Balin's house. It's where I live. A bunch of us people, content creators and just, business people decided that they wanted to be closer together, so we decided to get a house, and now actually we're in that house right now. We were very spread out before. We wanted to be closer together, but it also has a place for us to create content and make incredible things for everyone out there. As one of the founders of this channel, This is Outlaw, we're going to continue moving forward with this. We've hit the ground running with our first few videos, and we're just going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to keep our high quality content, and we're going to bring more content to you. As far as me racing, we're still building my infamous other 95 Mustang, and I have my 2007 Mustang. The 2007 will be getting a bunch of modifications for autocross to do a bunch of racing like that. The 95 is being built to be an all-out drag car, be the fastest car that I've owned personally. It's going to take a little bit while to get that one sorted, but once it's sorted, that thing's going to be bad, and we're going to take it all over the country and do some racing with it. So, nothing but good things to come from here. My name is Connor. This is Outlaw.